Hey Guardians, welcome back to the sinful side of things. I am Mrs. Sin. I'm back with another Destiny 2 video. And in this video, I want to discuss the world's first raid races between console players and PC players, and why I think there should be two separate races. Okay, so let's get into the video, right? I'm going to be making a lot of points here of why. Okay, point number one. Okay, PC players, they move a lot faster than console players, right? I mean, you've seen it, I've seen it. You see the big Twitch streamers stream, the YouTube videos they put out. When PC players move, run, jump, you and I both know they move faster. I mean, of course they move faster because our game, console game, is 30 frames per second. PC gaming is 60 frames per second. So the numbers don't lie. They automatically move faster. Their frames are faster, so therefore the characters are faster. Even if you have a mobility mod, a mobility build, mobility everything, PC players are just gonna generally flat out move faster than you, right? Okay, so moving on to my other points, right? PC players basically have no loading time while switching gear and weapons. What do I mean by that? Console players know that when you're doing something, a nightfall, a strike, patrol, whatever you're doing, raid, crucible, and you want to switch your loadout. Okay, you're not liking the guns you're running, you want to switch exotics. You press options. I play in PS4, so we press options, we bring up the items menu, you know, our guns, our gear, our everything. Okay, just by pressing options, that alone takes 1 millisecond, whatever. Okay, but then to load up all the guns and stuff, that takes literally about 1 full second. And then to switch gears, to do whatever you gotta do, and then to go back, that's gonna take at least a maximum of 3 to 5 seconds, right? On console. On PC, it is instant. I don't know what button it is to press to bring up your menu, to bring up your guns and all that stuff. I don't know what button they press, but it is instant. And I know this because I have friends who play PC. You know, I'm not guessing. I have friends who play PC, you know, who also play PS4 with me, but they also play PC as well, right? It's instant, right? If they want to change their gear, if they want to change their weapons, if they want to change their loadouts, it's instant. The moment they press that button, boom, their gear comes up, right? And to switch their gear, it's instant. And then to go back playing, it's instant, right? So they're faster in that way too. For example, right? This is my biggest theory I think I have ever of why I think there should be two separate raid races. Okay, world's first raid race. I'm sorry, right? For example, if a PC team and a console team beat the raid at the exact same time, right? They still need to go to orbit to finalize the raid, right? Now, if the two teams beat it in the exact same time, the PC team will beat the console players to orbit because of basically no load time, right? What I mean by that is, let's say, for example, a brand new raid, okay? A console team and a PC team is at the boss, okay? The PC team puts a bullet, the last bullet into the boss and kills him. Meanwhile, at the exact same time, a console team puts their bullets inside that final boss and kills them. Now the PC team and the console team beat the boss at the exact same second, right? But to get world's first raid race completion, whatever, you gotta beat the boss, and the first person or team to orbit wins. Now, if that could have happened, don't get me wrong. I'm not like, it's like what, like one in a, you know, I don't know the odds, 1 in a million. I don't know the odds. But that could happen to where the PC team and the console team literally beat the end boss at the exact same time. But the PC team will go to orbit first because of the low loading time, right? And Bungie will give the PC team the proverbial W because they went to orbit first, because console takes a lot longer to load into orbit, right? Now, PC players have also, like, more perks that they have, right? PC players have no recoil on their weapons. For example, if PC players and console players are doing damage to the boss or even just shooting at ads, PC players will have that edge over console players. And I know console has, bullet magnetism and aim assist, but you know what? I would rather have no recoil on my weapons than have aim assist, because I really don't need aim assist, And I know what you're thinking, right? Then just go get a PC, right? Maybe I will one day. I have nothing against PC. The graphics look great, you know what I mean? Why not? I would love to get one day. But for right now, I'm a console player. Look, man, I'm not hating on PC players at all, man. But they have it a lot easier than console players do. When it comes to like load times and switching gear, weapons, movement speed, I mean, their game is 60 frames per second, like I said earlier. Our game is 30 frames per second. The numbers do not lie. I mean, look at the last few raids that just came out, right? The brand new raid day. There you go. The last few world's first completions were all done by PC teams, right? By PC players. Now, another point, and probably the most important, right, to world's first team requirements, is a lot of skill. Okay, you got to have a lot of skill in a game, right? What does that require? Coordination in your team. You got to have coordination in your team. Who, what, where, why, when, right? And along with that, communication. Keep the comms clear. Know what you're doing, know who you're talking to, and know who you're running with, okay? Number 3 is armor. You got to have the right kind of armor, the right kind of mods, the right kind of exotics. Everybody can't be running the same thing, right? Number 4, you got to have smarts. You got to have that clutch bone in your body. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got that clutch bone, you don't belong in doing a world's first raid. Then I'm sorry, Number 5 is weapons. Okay, know what weapons you want to use. Know that you don't have to go to the vault. You don't have to go to the apps. You have the weapons on you that you are ready to use, right? 6, execution. Okay? What I mean by execution is do your job right. Execute your position. Execute your target. And execute your job. Okay? Number 7, being able to do your assigned job. Usually when doing a raid, you're like it's usually 2 teams of 3 or 3 teams of 2, and you have an assigned job. Do your job. Okay? 8, and being able to put down your enemies, no problem. Now, in order to do that, right, first you need to get a team that you are used to. There will probably never be a world's first consisting of all LFG, right? Never, probably not. So make sure you guys all know each other, right? And know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and are comfortable with each other. And as far as weapons, that's pretty much obvious, right? Use weapons you know and love, and do a ton of damage, right? Another huge note is light/power level, whatever they call it nowadays. I know Bungie has introduced the raid cap challenge, meaning no matter how high or light your power level you'll get, you'll never go past for example, what was it, like 920? You're not going to matter past a certain level, right? But for some, that can be a tough grind in itself. However, for big streamers / content creators, it's a breeze because they can literally play all day, right? And along with that, other necessary stuff they get to grind for, but hey, more power to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, these content creators, I watch them all the time. I'm a huge fan. You know what I mean? And you guys know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? True Vanguard, Mr. Sean, Houndus, Bife, Cactus, all them guys, man. They're awesome, right? Now, my suggestion / theory is this. I feel like there should be 2 separate raid races, right? One for platforming and one for PC gaming, right? Should have their own raid races, right? It should be their own raid races because, my first point, PC players basically have no loading time, and if console and PC players beat the raid at the exact same time, then the PC players will get the title / belt because they will load to orbit faster than the console players. Although they defeated the final boss at the exact same time, the PC team will get the proverbial W. Now, will or could my theory happen? Them defeating the final boss at the same time, yeah, anything has happened in a video game, right? Anything can happen in a video game, right? I feel it'd just be more of a fair fight if console players have their own race and PC players have their own race. I also think it would make for a more exciting show because, the day a new raid comes out, drops, you know what I'm saying, pretty much all new. I mean, how exciting would that be? Bungie gives other shout-outs for whoever beats it too. I mean, look, in a nutshell, what I'm saying is I love this game, right? I've loved it forever, right? And I've made some awesome friends along the way. All I'm saying is I would love a fair fight with those friends I made along the way in the world's first raid race. I would love to get world's first one day, but competing against, I'm a console player, competing against PC players for world's first raid race is a challenge in itself. It's one hell of a challenge to get the world's first raider done. Okay, that is one hell of a challenge, and props to anybody who's ever done it. But as a console player, going against PC players and trying to get world first, that's like two challenges. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think console players and PC players should have their own raid race, like, world's first PC guys, world's first console guys? I mean, I don't know. Let me know, bro. I mean, seriously, like, let me know. Like, either way, like, what do you console players think? That's what I think. Either way, man. At the end of the day, if you ain't sinning, you ain't winning. Eyes up, Guardian.